What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Let's take a time out. Yeah, like I mentioned before, man, social medias are popping off. We got clips coming out now again on TikTok, so we're back at that. So check those out. We got a start, bench cut, go up. Drop some comments, man, on your own takes, man. We're not the only ones out here with takes. You guys got a voice too, so yeah, let it be known. This is NBA pod, man. I'm excited. We're actually a month in to the NBA season as of today, I think. So exciting stuff. Nate we were gonna start off with a game. Guess the stat line. It's coming back. It's making a return. We did this like our first NBA pod of the new season. So you got some players, Nate?
Oh, I got plenty of players for you.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so we are going to start. This player averages 31.4 points, 7.1 rebounds, 5.5 assists. Is shooting 53% from the field and 52% from three.
Who wants to go first?
On 30, what was the other two?
Yeah, he's all right. So I'll repeat it. I'll go a little bit slower.
You can go first.
He's averaging 31 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 5.5 assists. Is shooting 53% from the field and 52% from three.
Katie.
100%, Yep. Which is insane. 52% from three.
Nice.
Yeah.
Playing absurd.
So that's went down, bro. He was shooting like 60-something.
He's going on a tear.
Yeah.
All right, this next player is averaging 24.6 points per game. Sorry.
Yeah.
5.2 rebounds per game. 5 assists per game. Is shooting 50% from the field and 29% from three.
I'm going to go and say Donovan Mitchell on this one. Not that? Mm.
You said 24 points per game, right?
Yep, and he's shooting 29% from three and 50% from the field.
All right, you didn't get a hint, so I'll throw out a guess. Then we'll get a hint. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Scotty Barnes.
No.
First, read the stats one more time.
Well, I'm going to give you a hint, and then I'll read the
Okay.
stats again. He's plays in the Western Conference, so that eliminates half the teams. And I believe that he's the leading scorer on his team as well.
Okay.
24.6 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game. He's shooting 50% from the field and 29% from three.
Is this LeBron?
No.
Just guessing at this point. That's a good stat line. I just don't know.
I'll give you his position right after Dom's guess.
Western Conference. Best player playing the best on his team. I'm going to go with...
We were 5-5.
I'm going to go with, I don't know, Desmond Bane.
That's what I was also thinking.
No. So the position, he's a small forward. On the other hand, I've been really, really high on this team lately. Like, I've sent multiple messages about them in the group chat. It's a specific team I've been saying a lot.
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
I'm drawing a blank too.
I am too. My last guess. That's East. I don't know.
He plays on the Pelicans.
Oh, the Pels.
Oh, well, that's Brendan Ingram.
There you go.
That was a good player to pick, name. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
That 3% was throwing me off.
Yeah,
He shoots
bro.
like 29%.
I got 2 of my favorite players on this list, so
Okay.
that's a hint. This next player is one of my all-time favorite players.
Okay.
All right, he's averaging 13.4 points per game,
Oh.
3.8 rebounds per game, 1.9 assists.
Yep.
He's shooting 47% from the field and 46% from three.
46.
So he's a sniper.
He is a sniper.
It's one of your favorite players. I got my guess.
It's just eliminated it. Man, that 3-point percentage eliminated what I was thinking. But I'll just say it, Dylan Brooks.
It's Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks.
Bro, shooting that nice, bro.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. 46% from 3 from Dylan Brooks.
As
That
a
was
starter, bro.
That was one of his biggest
Goodness.
critics people had on him last year was shooting.
Yeah, he's been
So that's
killing that
impressive.
lately.
Making that contract worth it, though.
I'd like to see him start attempting more shots, though, if he's shooting that efficiently.
Yeah.
All right. This next player is averaging 18 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists, is shooting 56.4% from the field
Big.
and 43.8% from 3.
What were the stats?
So he's averaging 18 points a game, 8 rebounds,
I got my answer.
2.5 assists, is shooting 56% from field and 43%.
You know what? I'm gonna
Almost
say this
44%
right now.
from 3.
If I get this wrong, then I'll let you throw an egg at me at the end of this podcast.
Okay.
It's Kristaps Porzingis.
It's not Chris.
No, who was it?
I hope James has some
Eggs.
eggs.
No,
Yeah.
no. I was so confident on that one.
Yeah. That's a good guess because
You got some boards and shooting good.
that 3-point percentage, man. You said 18 though. That's
Yeah,
the key.
18 points per game.
That's the key.
That's like right around what he kind of averages, though, ain't it?
It is.
So I don't know.
This is Alfred Sengun.
No.
I feel like the assist would be up on Sengun.
Oh, yeah, duh.
My first hint is he plays in the Western Conference, and he is also a rookie.
Ooh,
Oh. If you don't get this, I'm leaving.
18, 8, and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Dude, that's fire for a rookie. I mean, I know Dom has us unlocked, so like I have one good guess or it's over. Western Conference. You said what was his 3-point percentage?
He's averaging 18 points, 56 from the field, and almost 44% from 3.
Damn. I'm gonna have to just let Dom get it. Dom, you get it.
It's Wemby.
I don't know.
No.
It's not Wemby?
Oh, not Wemby.
18 points per game. He's a rook.
8.
You gotta think this is
8 boards.
This is the NBA.
8 boards though, bro.
Yeah, with shooting from 3. What rookie's averaging that right now?
This is one of Seth's favorite players.
Oh. I wasn't thinking he was a rookie, but he technically is.
That's why I said. That's why I
So
said it's the
yeah,
NBA.
yeah, it's
It's
Chet.
Chet.
Damn.
Yeah. I feel like I
That's
kind
a-
of set you up, but
No, it's
he's
good.
technically a rookie this year.
I mean,
right?
he is. Yeah.
No, he will be in all rookie teams, all that. So.
All right, this is where you get stumped. Or maybe
Been
you
getting
don't.
stumped.
Been getting stumped. The last 3.
All right, this player is averaging 12.8 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, is shooting 50% from the field and 40% from 3. The hint I'll give you is he is coming off the bench when everyone is healthy.
Westbrook.
No.
You said 18, 2, and 6?
No, he's averaging 12, 2.5, 4.5, and 50% from field, 40% from 3.
That is a tough one. So it's going to be like a 6-man type of player. That can fit in as a starter. I almost want to go with, because there's been some good 6-man so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Cam Thomas.
No, he'd average
Okay.
a lot more than
I
that.
think he averaged like 22 right now. Or
This is
something.
Buddy Hield.
No, my
Ooh.
hint is
Ooh.
within the last 3 nights.
Mm-hmm.
So this could have been last night, night before that. He went off
Absolutely berserk.
like berserk. Like you're like, I can't believe this guy went for that much.
I think I know the answer just because he's been averaging probably about 14 some points a game, but I think last night definitely boosted him. Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
And is Reggie Jackson?
Yeah. The only reason I did that was because that was recency bias.
I was really mad last night because I was high on his points. I took him at 15 on like separate bets that didn't hit, but that boy dropped 35 last night. I'm like, what is going on? Cashed everything.
Reggie
If-
Jackson's doing that.
If you put
2023.
anything with Reggie Jackson last night for his odds, like he hit everything.
Yeah, that's
It was
crazy.
just berserk.
All right, this is the second. You guys should get this probably pretty easily once I give out the percentages. He's averaging 17 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, is shooting 40% from the field and 28% from three.
Ooh, 17-2-3.
It's my guess, right?
Yep.
Pool party.
Yep.
It's terrible.
Had to put Brooks and Poole on the same list because
Yeah. It's Nate's list.
Yeah.
Should have known. Some of these.
I
Reggie
don't know.
Jackson
I was
was
trying
a,
to think of like Nate
was
players.
Reggie Jackson was just a cork in the whole thing. I was like, what?
I mean, yeah, it was really random.
hey, that was cool though.
Shout out to the Clippers for losing to them.
Is that
though.
it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the 6 players. Yep.
Okay.
That was a good little
Yep.
game.
We can get better. We could definitely. There's room for improvement, but it'll be a returning game that we go through throughout the season. Just keeping ourselves fresh on the stats, maybe make us better batters. You never know.
Makes us laugh.
Yeah,
You know, creates a whole new vibe for the show.
for sure. So yeah, like I said, we're 1 month into the NBA season, so I thought let's just recap it, man. We're gonna give out funky awards, but first we're gonna do our biggest winners and losers. I have 3. I left it up to y'all. I mean, however many you got. I'll just go down my list real quick.
You think we should go one by one so we can kind of talk about them?
We'll go winners first.
Winners first, okay.
Just name however many you got, and I'll go winners first. I got my biggest winner is Tyrese Halliburton. Man, we talked about it kind of last week. When a team wants to build around you the right way, this is what it looks like. He plays to your style, like you know that thing on Madden where it's like you get better like percentages from everybody if you play a certain play style and all that game plan. It's that in real life. Like it's a run and gun offense, and we're gonna shoot the lights out. Rick Carlisle was like, we're just gonna keep taking threes, play no defense, and we'll win some games, and it'll be fun. My second is the Magic. They are probably gonna. The game's going on right now, but if the Celtics don't win by 25 points, the Magic won our group in the in-season tournament. So the Pacers and Magic were the biggest surprises in the in-season tournament, and that's why they're on my list. I mean, they've been hooping, especially as of late, got a bright future. And then another young team, the Thunder. I mean, that's my 3. It's a good list, I think. So those are 3 of the biggest winners that have stuck out to me so far.
Yeah, that was a great list. You had one of my winners with Tyrese Halliburton. I think everyone knows that boy's just been balling recently. He's took another step this year, especially with the scoring aspect of his game. He's averaging like 25 or something more right now. He's playing really well with still doing those assists.
Yeah.
But for my other winners I had, another one I had was, you had OKC, I had Chet Holmgren. I feel like before the season, even I was a person to this, kind of was foreshadowed Chet, just because of Wemby hype, and he was the second pick overall last year. So I feel like he got foreshadowed a lot, and he's been balling out, making a case for even a Rookie of the Year. I mean, we said his stats earlier in there, and we were stumped because how good they were, which is kind of crazy. I guess the next winner I have, I'm honestly going to go with the Boston Celtics. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They made a lot of moves in the offseason. No one really knew kind of how this new team would look, because there is definitely some big pieces with Kristaps and J. Rue coming in, but man, they look like the team to beat so far this year. I'm not gonna lie, not only just offensively but defensively, they just have every single piece with a great bench as well. So those are my 3 winners I'm gonna pitch so far.
Yeah, my biggest winner, I really only have one, but my biggest winner right now is honestly the Kings. I think that the way that they've been playing lately, like this team is a sneaky team to, first, if they win tonight, they'll qualify for whatever the next upcoming part of the tournament.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is kind of a sneaky team to maybe even make it out of the Western Conference this year. And I was coming into this year, I kind of thought last year was kind of a fluke, but I don't know, the way they've been playing, the way De'Aaron Fox has been playing lately, like I'm very high on this team. But
For sure.
Yeah, that kind of plays into right into my loser list. My number 1 loser is Ja Morant, and that might sound weird because he hasn't played at all this season. But as you kind of were alluding to, if the Kings are in conversation to win the West, that just shows how wide open the league is. I mean, the Kings are very good. Fox is balling out. They got all the pieces, but it's just very, like we talked about at the beginning of the year, the parity is real. And anybody could win. I mean, nobody's odds are drastically different. Like, it's a wide open league, and Ja Morant, sorry for the term, shot this team in the foot, and it's costing them games. Because when you think about the NBA, it's about it's a players' league and it's about the best players, and they're missing their best player, man. That could have swung at least 10 of these games, just having Morant on this team right now. He could be keeping the team afloat. They're very hurt right now. They're missing 8 players. So not only is their best player out, but the whole team's hurt. Like, it's a tough look for Ja. But too much Ja Morant talk. But my next is the Bulls, and specifically the front office. Man, from the drafting to all the way to not blowing it up when you should, and just we're going to patch it together and just be mediocre. It's the Bulls, man. We're seeing it once again. They're down by 20 to the Celtics right now as we speak. And Klay Thompson's future bag, I put, because I don't know who's giving him the bag.
Money.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of money this season. So
Yeah, just not been playing well. There's a lot of, honestly, there's some good winners. You could have also added, like, shout out, like, to the Rockets. That was another one I thought of after. The Rockets been definitely surprising this year. But since we're on the losers bracket, let's talk about some teams that completely fumbling the bag early. And we're going to start off with our very own, the Clippers and James Harden. Yeah. And that just been, I think they've won 1 game so far with James Harden out of, like, the last 9 games they played. They're, like, 1-8 with him. That team has just looked in shambles chemistry-wise. Like, they just don't look like the same team with James Harden there. And it's not even like you gave up a ton to get him. It's just, I think it's just a detriment of having James Harden on your team, having the offense run around him. So that's a really bad loss for the Clippers. I like Tyronn Lue as a coach, so I hope they can turn that around. Next loss I'm going to take is, honestly, I'm going to go with the team I was a little bit high before the season, and I'm going to go with the Pistons, sitting at, like, the worst record in the league right now, actually, or right next to it with the Grizzlies or something. The Pistons have, like, so much young players, man, and they just feel like they haven't been able to, like, win these games that I feel like they should have. I forget what the record is right now, but I think it's like 2-14. I thought this team was going to be a 500, if not higher, before the season with Cade Cunningham coming back, and he's been back, but he's just off to a little bit of a slow start. But so is this whole other team. They have no shooting whatsoever. I think that needs to be a key focus for him moving forward, but still have hopes for that team. And then I'm just going to keep 3 straight losses. We're going to go with another one. Honestly, you already said them, but it's the Grizzlies. I mean, like you said, the whole team's hurt. Terrible start to the season. Time John Morant comes back, they're not even going to be competable. I think they're going to be too much of a deficit. And then you got to build in that chemistry again with the new players around that squad. So
and Smart's going off. Did you see that? Smart's, like, yelling at all the bench players.
Yeah, and, like, man, he's supposed to be, like, someone that's be your key leader, focal point. Yeah, and it's kind of hard. You can tell. But, man, what you got, Nate? Who's your losses?
I know I'm probably going to sound like a hater here, but from the games that I watched so far, and if you ignored the win over the Cavs the other night, like, this Lakers team, I don't understand them sometimes. Like, they're in a lot of close games with, like, teams that are pretty good. Mm-hmm. You would think that they're good. And then they're also close games with teams that they should be blowing out the water. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think as the season goes on, they'll probably figure everything out. But it just seems like if LeBron's not dropping 30 points in that game, like, and if AD just disappears, like, they are just not a good team.
Yeah, and I guess you can kind of put, like, Austin Reeves in that list. I think there was a lot of hype from him in the offseason.
100%,
he just hasn't really been playing to what people's standards were.
Yeah, like, I know, like, yeah, I'm not going to boil too much on it, but, like, when you're missing Cam Reddish and, Jared Vanderbilt,
that's big.
and it's that drastic that you're missing those 2 players, it's not a great look. Because if the Celtics were missing those 2 players, really wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah,
Yeah. My other loser was the Clippers, so Kyler's already we don't gotta hammer that one home.
Yeah, I mean, the Clips, man, if you're a Clippers fan, I mean, you're not getting a lot of love on this podcast, if we're gonna be honest.
Not right now.
The Paul George show was looking good, and then you trade for James Harden. So
they started off hot, and then Harden trade, flip of the season.
Yeah. Paul George at point guard was looking nice.
Yeah. Like, they're losing depth to, like, Bones Highland is just completely out of the rotation now. And regardless of what you think about him, like, he's still a young player. And then you add someone like, I don't know. I just feel like they had an opportunity. Also, whether you think of, like, Kai Jones is a good player or not, even with all of his issues. Like, if someone like, who's the boy on? I can't think of his name, but I don't know. Just I feel like they brought some older guy from Europe League in. I don't know.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
I just feel like there's opportunities for you to still get better, and like you just are stuck with Harden now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then my other loser, it's got to be the pool party, man.
Yeah.
Like this was the year for him to really like take over this team, and even though he hasn't always been like a great efficient shooter, like he's been pretty decent. And then this year, just like even like there seems like there's a play every single game that like it's just like what is he doing?
He just doesn't
Like
care.
he just doesn't care. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got his bag.
Yeah.
He's just I don't know. It sucks because like I wanted Jordan Poole to be great. He still shows flashes of like 30-point games, but he takes like 25 shots to get
He
there.
has more, I feel like, character issues this year, almost than he did last year. I feel like he just thinks he's the shit. No, I'm not trying to say any bad words, but I
Yeah.
truly think he just thinks that. And you watch him on TV, and everyone's just making fun of him. I'm not gonna lie, there's been so many clips this year of him literally just giving half effort on these plays.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're supposed to be the face of your franchise, or like supposedly, he's not even looking like. I've already heard reports of like GMs like not even knowing if they want to keep Jordan Poole as like a future cornerstone, which I understand.
Yep. He's already on the trade block.
Yeah.
The last thing we have is awards, and not your typical awards. These are wacky awards, man. These are off the wall weird awards that will never be implemented in the NBA, but we're gonna make them our awards. So the first award is called the Sellout Award. So this award is for the player that's most likely to sell your parlay.
To sell your parlay.
I already know who
we
I'm
can name
saying.
so many.
Yeah, but the player that will win it,
I'll
take
start
the cake.
because I'm gonna hammer it home.
Oh, the player that win your parlay?
No.
to sell your
it.
parlay.
Oh, like
Yeah,
a one
but- yeah.
pointer. Oh my! If this was last year, it would have been Hammer and Jalen Brown. But it's different this year for him.
For me, it's 1,000,000% gotta be Zach LaVine. He has all the potential to. He either goes for like it seems like 16 points, 13 points, or he drops 41, and there's no in between.
Yeah.
And like he either, like this game that's going on right now, he was shooting 0 from 5 from the field, in, like the second quarter. It's
Yeah.
just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So for sure, it's Zach LaVine.
So I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking of players to do, but I actually do have two teams instead of players that I will absolutely refuse to bet on.
That's fine.
First off, will be anyone inside of the Wizards organization will never touch a cent of my money anymore because no matter what you think can happen, you can have like Jordan Poole 15 points, ends the night with 6. Just I don't know. Kyle Kuzma, you drop him for 20. He's been playing great. That night you pick him, he drops 12 points. So the whole Wizard organization, that is a first sellout on a parlay. But my second one that I'm gonna pick, and this one I didn't like last year because he was selling me a lot, and he started doing it again a little bit this year. I think a lot of people would agree it would be Trae Young.
Yeah, that's
And
my
I feel like
second
he's
one.
just the sellout king when it comes to parlays. It's like he'll play so good, and the night you pick him, he just completely flops to bed.
Yeah.
So those are my two.
This one has stuck with me all the way from the first game of the season. Austin Reeves. I mean, I think he's done us all dirty. So it's an easy pick, but yeah, it's Austin Reeves, man. I mean, he's out. He's not even a starter anymore. Getting big minutes, but better his assists if anything, because he gets those.
Yeah.
The next award is called the Cash Money AP Award. Most likely to cash your parlay. I'll start. It's Jalen Brown threes for me. Not only do I get to watch it happen because I watch like every Celtics game ever, but he's just very consistent at the volume. He's going to take like 8 threes a game no matter what. If he makes them, I mean, most of the time he will make 3 threes, and then now he had 8 threes not too long ago. So stuff like that, I think that's pretty good luck. So.
Gosh, cash in some parlays. I didn't even think about this. One that I've been really it's been sneaky for me all year. He's been every time I put it down, it's hit so far. I'm gonna honestly go with the little boy who's been stepping up, especially from 3 this year. John Collins, 2 3-pointers. That boy's been smacking every single time I put that on. It's always plus 100, and I get it every single time. And shout out Jalen Suggs because he's also been hitting those 2 3-pointers for me as well. But honestly, my biggest cash, and honestly, it's just my favorite team to bet on. So honestly, you just got to be. You're gonna call me crazy, but I just feel like every time I bet on it, it happens. It's Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I do bet him, he's been really consistent. There's been some times he has sold though, so I'm not gonna let him off the hook too easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the player too, and it's his point specifically, but it's De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, that's
I
a
feel
great
like
one.
he's super consistent, especially when you bet him in like these tournament games. Like he just pops off.
Yeah, like he won Clutch Player of the Year last year for a reason. Like when the lights are on, he's hooping. So we got 2 more awards. This is called the He Did What Award for Most Surprising Player.
All right, I'll
Award.
start this one off with Josh Giddey because of recent allegations. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, honestly, he did what type of player? Oh, God.
You don't get that type of comedic timing in the NFL podcast. That's why you got to tune into the NBA.
The biggest he did what player would honestly have to be. Honestly, you guys go first. How was that joke?
Mine's got to be Alfred Sengun.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have seen it coming because reportedly he grew 2 to 3 inches this offseason.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
How tall is he listed now?
He's like 7'1".
What?
Yeah,
he
he
came
put
in the league like 6'11" or something.
toilet paper in his shoes.
Yeah, like dude's a freak, and if like people used to call him Budget Jokic, he is now like Black Friday Jokic. I don't know what to call him. I mean, he's playing up to them standards, man. I mean, when he battles, he's had a couple games, 2 games already. I've watched both of them where he battled it out with Jokic, and it just looks great, man. I mean, that is their piece right now. That's who they're going to build around. So it's Sengun for me.
From where the odds were, and I'm kind of sticking with, I don't want to be lame, stick with names I already said, but from where the odds were coming into this season, like Chet Holmgren, you can argue is better than Wemby right now.
Yeah.
And that is just surprising because coming into the season, like Wemby was hyped up to be the next LeBron James, like even better than LeBron, if you ask some people. Like, I just think what Chet has been able to do, he went just under the radar kind of because everyone was talking about Wembanyama. Like, I don't know, he's been killing it this season. Like, we read off his stats earlier. Like, he's just been doing his thing, and he's been contributing a lot to that OKC team.
Mine picks, I already said the name earlier, and we already just talked about how crazy of a game he had. But he did what type of player this year has been honestly Reggie Jackson. I feel like since Jamal Murray's been back, he's been really consistent as playing that starting point guard role for him.
Yes.
Every time I hear his name, like Reggie Jackson, 20 points, 3 3-pointers. Last night he drops 35. I'm like, he did what? So if I had to pick any type of players, like just kind of stepping in and just playing better than they should be playing is Reggie Jackson for sure.
Our last and final award is called the You Good Award, Most Disappointing Player. It's okay if we have the same name. I mean, mine's easy. I'm going to give me Jordan Poole. We've hammered this one home enough, but all the way back to his Michigan days, man. The biggest thing is evolution as a player. And he has not evolved at all. This is back when I used to watch a lot of college basketball because Ohio State was pretty decent, and they're battling out with Michigan. They had this kid Poole with back then he had an afro, so he's really stuck out, and he's out there and he did the same exact thing. I mean, we're talking like logo threes, and like he's never changed as a player, and that's exactly it for me. He made it big in the NBA off of that, and I think one day his ego will fall, and he'll be a 6th man on the team, and he'll be a spark plug for a team. But until then, he's on this list.
See, I think that's why he really fit into Golden State, though. Because, like, that's a well-coached, a well-designed, like, I mean, up until this point, just a well-run organization.
Yeah.
You had veteran pieces in place that already knew what their jobs were, whereas, like, he has his own team now. The Wizards have been dysfunctional for however long now. Like, I don't know. There's a whole lot of different just aspects that go into it. But, yeah, I don't want to hammer it home, but he's definitely my biggest loser. But I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that, and I'm going to stick with the Wizards and say that they're the biggest loser. Like, I know we're doing on players, but...
Yeah, most disappointing, yeah. They've been disappointing.
Just the Wizards, they have no direction right now.
Yeah. They don't. The future's not bright.
No.
They're going to be down bad for a second. My pick, You Good Award. Ooh, I was just thinking about I had a name, but I completely forget what I had.
You give this one to Giddy as well. If you want.
Good dog. No, I'm trying to really pick up a disappointing player, and honestly, I think I had a name at the beginning. I just don't remember now. There's been a couple of disappointing players this year. I guess we'll just put it to James Harden. Like, dog
Yep.
came in and just ruined the franchise. Like, you good, man? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That Clippers organization got a lot to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's off the top of my head, to be honest.
Yeah, and we'll come up with more awards. We'll come up with some wacky ones and stuff like that. But that was the podcast, man.
Mm-hmm.
Check us out on socials, Twitter, all that, man. That was real, yo.
Peace.
Peace.